Okay, it's finally time for the B chord. Let's start off with something lively. This is going to be a tough lesson, I'll just be honest with you. Let's have a little fun first. All right, just threw out something. It's going to be a tough lesson. I'm just going to be honest. I've thought about how to cover this B, and I've watched everything that's out there, I think, and there's a lot of guys that are saying, you know what, it's just so hard that I'm going to show you a different way to play it. Really, this is not going to be an easy chord to play. I'm just going to be honest with you right up front. But it's so important, and this is like one of the most important things that you're going to learn on the guitar, because not only is it B, it's C, C sharp, D, E, F, G. See, I just convinced you it really is G. So once you master this, you're all up and down the neck. So I was going to also throw in some things on this lesson about, you know, the minor pentatonic scale or something like that. But this lesson is going to be tough, and I'd only want you to focus on the B. Okay, so why is B so hard to play? It's because we're playing an A shape and we're using our first finger as the nut. It's going to replace the nut of our guitar. Okay? You can consider this the new nut of your guitar. Now, all B is, and C up the neck and everything like that, is an A shape. That means here's an A. I think we covered that in the last lesson, just a simple A. But now, so the theory is going to come later, but we've got to master this, okay? There's no other way around it. So I'm going to want you to first, we're going to take a closer look. Okay, here's the B shape right here. You can see your first finger goes all the way across on the second fret from the 5th string all the way to the 1st string. Oh, by the way, the 6th string, the biggest one, is an X, and that means you don't play it. You don't have to play it. So your 3rd finger is going to go right down here. Now, if you remember the A, you had an open 1st string and a finger here, a finger there, and a finger there. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the case of the way I taught it to you. So you just think of this as you're taking the A and you're moving it 2 frets up. Okay? Now, this is the most important concept that you probably learned so far, and this will get you more mileage than anything on the guitar. All right, so right now you're used to playing your A like this. If you can't play that yet, you might want to hold off on the B. You know, we need to master these other chords. Not master them, but you need to get a clean tone. Now, you'll see I'm playing that with my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger, and I'm playing 5 strings, missing the, I don't want to hear this ring. So we're just going to play. Now, the way to learn the B chord is you're going to switch and just use your third finger right here. Okay? That's hard to do. And one reason it's so hard to do is you're right near the nut of the guitar, and this is a hard area. First off, your arm is extended way out here, and it's not like you can't have your finger. You cannot have your fingers bent like this, like you do when you play your other chords. It's got to go straight down, my friend, straight down, and you got to make a little tunnel, between your second string and your first, because the first string is open, remember? Now if I can do it, anybody can do it. Now I had to push hard back here on the back of my neck. See if I can show it. You know, whenever it's like a vice. You're going to have to push hard. You're going to have to get your thumb. You can't play with your thumb sneaking over here anymore. When you're playing this an A shape, which is a B, which is one of those A shapes, you're going to have your finger about almost straight back, and see how my finger's going straight down? I hope you can see that. Yes, you can. And I've had to bend my finger back. See how it's bent like that? Now I've seen some people who cannot bend that finger back. I've got weird hands. I can do this. So I can do all sorts of weird things. I don't know. It's not a birth defect. It's just some weird thing. I can also wiggle my ears. But we're going to put it down straight. I'm bending it so hard. I'm pushing super hard. I'm forcing my finger. I'm pushing it so hard back here with my thumb that it's forcing, and I'm holding my hand up, and I got this knuckle way up so I can get down there. But if you don't get it, if you have it down like this, it's going to sound like this. Okay, now, as if that's not hard enough, now you got to move this up one step, which is 2 half steps. So you got a half step and a half step. So you're right here you're playing an A right here. Now we're going to move it up 2, and I'm going to put my first finger down. It's going to be on the 5th string and on the 1st string. And by the way, while I'm here, I'm going to mute it with my first finger. I'm going to touch the 6th string with my 1st finger. Now I'm going to do the same thing I'm doing. I'm moving this up, and now I've got a hard grip on this guitar to get that clear of a tone. You're not going to get that for a while. You're going to have to work and work and work. But here's why it's so important. Because E is probably, to me, is the best key in guitar, in a standard tuning guitar. E is the best key. So E, F, G, A, the subdominant. Back to E. Now to the 5th, the dominant chord. So see, you got to have that B, man. There is no road that you can go down where you're playing the key of E. You're not going to have B. You're going to have B, and you're going to have to struggle with this. It might take you 3 months, but man, listen. Once you got that A shape, you can also play. So then you can play like your A minor. You move it up. E. E minor. F minor. G minor. See how that works? So that A shape and the E shape. If you can move those, and that's one we'll talk about later. That's not for now. That's going to be much later down the road. But once we learn that, move that E shape around and move it like this, man, you've got the whole neck covered. You are very well on your way to mastering the guitar. You're definitely going to be an intermediate. No more of this beginner stuff. Once you learn to move this shape around, then you've got the whole neck covered. Don't believe me, this C shape, you know, moving it up and down the neck, people will tell you, oh yeah, you can move that C shape. Well, you might use that for triads or something, but you're not going to be moving. Very rarely have I ever had a chance where I needed to play the C all up here. Now triads is a different thing. We're not going to cover any of that anytime soon. All I'm asking you to do is learn the B. Now, I told you it's harder down here because I got my elbow out. I got to get a perfect position. I got to use a lot of hand strength on it. It's easier to play it up here. So just go up to your 3, 4, 5, 6, count 7 frets and do it up here. Okay, it's a lot easier. Why is it easier, Space Age Jim? Because look at this. This is a wide neck guitar, but it's only 1 3/4 of an inch right here. Up here, it gets bigger and bigger. Your frets get smaller and smaller. Like if you're playing, doing the spider walk exercise, see how far my fingers are apart here? But look at them when they're up here. They're touching each other. So, but the neck is wider. So it's a lot easier to play up here. So practice your B, or just practice your A shape all the way up here. So much easier. It's 180% easier to do it up here. Now you can also play your B like this. So that's your E, and so just play your A shape. So in work to practicing around, I slid mine around. Okay, it's so much easier. I want you to practice up here and learn it up here, and then start working your way down. A little bit harder to do like this, harder to do that, and real hard here. And if you can do play your A like this, then you know, that's a great way to practice, and that way you don't have to use your first finger. All right, so, man, I know you're gonna hate me for this, I know, but believe me, you're gonna take a lot of hours, and you're gonna spend, and you're gonna master this, and it's gonna be just unbelievable how much you're gonna know about the guitar. Man, you're gonna be close to being an intermediate. Okay, this is all for this lesson, but I didn't give you very much, but it's a woolly booger. You know, be able to play your B. Go to your C, D, G, play all those chords. And once you learn this, I mean, you don't know it, but you've already got the knowledge to play hundreds of songs. Okay, subscribe, please, my friend. I need subscribers to be able to put out this video, man. Whenever you take lessons from me, it's $60 an hour, a half hour. So, or I'm sorry, that's a full hour. It's $65 an hour, but you know, you're getting a lesson that would cost you a fortune, so subscribe.